Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you about my recent favourite makeup and a little bit of skincare and a deodorant, because why should we not have a favourite deodorant? I mean, really. That's what we're doing. I hope that's good. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. We're excited. So the first item, is it an item? So the first product that I'm going to be sharing with you today is a product that you are not going to be surprised about. It is the queen of the palettes, Zodiac Love Signs palette. I have the first Zodiac palette. So I loved it. I loved it. So I had to, of course, get the second one. So if you've watched I feel like I'm always saying, so if you've watched my channel before, like, is that a bit cringy? I don't know. But anyway, I should really say if you've not watched my channel before, because I feel like that would make more sense. So I'm going to say that, because even if you'd watched my channel before, you may not have seen that video or videos, every single video when I'm talking about how much I love the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. If you've not watched my channel before, you will not know, how much have I overcomplicated this. Like, if you look in the dictionary right now, there will be a picture of me like this underneath where it says the word uncomplicated. No, overcomplicated. I'm definitely not uncomplicated. Right, so I don't know if I put the video up yet, but I filmed a video the other day just testing out some like hyped up makeup, and when it came to editing, I realised that the second portion, like after the intro showing the first product, well, the intro as well was kind of included. So actually the only bit of footage that I actually saved from the intro was me saying, "Hello there and welcome back to my channel," and it cut off, and then the next time you see me I am applying my bronzer. So anyway, so there was a massive portion missing, and at first I was like, oh feck. But then when I thought about it, and I thought, well, I'm probably just going off on loads of tangents and talking about stuff that no one cares about anyway. Is it really a big deal? No, I feel like I'm winning, like that was meant to happen. So I forgot, like, how did I get onto that? But anyway, this is the sequel to the Zodiac palette. This is the Love Signs palette. I have done a review on this palette and I love this palette. I feel like I'm kind of chained to this palette in a way, but like chained to it in the nicest possible way that you could be chained to something, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you know. I don't know. Like, no one knows. I'd say this palette is very different to the first Zodiac. I would think of the first Zodiac palette as being a little bit more God, what is wrong with me today? I would refer to the first Zodiac palette as being a little bit more muted, more kind of everyday, whereas this palette is more colourful. This is like the younger sister who's a little bit more quirky. She's experimental with her clothes. She has jeans and she sews patches onto her jeans, and she is just dyeing her hair all the time. I've just described me, although I don't have jeans and I don't sew. But I dye my hair all the time, so that definitely could be me. And I know some of you are going to ask me, which is my favourite Zodiac? The first one or this one? I don't know. Like, I could not say. It'd be like having to choose between your two children. Like, I could not answer that question. But I just love this. I have used this like every single day where I'm not testing out another palette. I've used it every single day. It's so beautiful. The looks that you can create with this palette are just endless. You've got such a array of shades. You've got warm tones, cool tones. You've got the shimmers. You've got the mattes. The shimmers are actually, they're a baked formula. So mixed with a little bit of water, Fix Plus, or like if you just like use your saliva like lazy ass over here does, then it really does make them look super metallic and blinding. I find that the mattes are so beautiful to blend. They are pigmented, but not over pigmented. They just blend like a dream. It's almost like you don't need to put any effort in because the eyeshadows blend themselves. It's just beautiful. I've got it on today. Oh, and I've just realised I've got fucking mascara stampage. Like, I always have mascara stampage. I'm actually getting sick of mascara because of the fucking stampage. Anyway, so this is the look that I have created. I would definitely recommend this palette if you've been eyeing her up but you've not been too sure about whether to take the plunge or not. Like, I'm insisting right now you actually like open up Beauty Bay right now and order it. I don't think you'll be disappointed, and that's why I'm being so insistent and giving peer pressure. Like, I'm being peer pressury right now. I just think sometimes, like, when the palette is that sensational, peer pressure is good. Like, it's good. So I love this palette. I will continue to love it. I feel like I'm doing, like, you know, getting married and we're doing our vows to each other. Like, I will continue to love you for the rest of my living life. I will. I'm committed. I am so committed to making you, well, actually, no, you're committed to making me happy. I'm just committed to not letting you disappear into the bottom of my makeup drawer. But anyway, so I love this. Oh, she is a sensation. If you do want to see my first impression of the palette, you may call it the first time our eyes met across the room, and the first time that I fell in love with the palette. Anyway, sounding a bit strange now, but okay, so next we have a primer, and I don't generally feel that primers are the most exciting of all of the makeup products out there. However, I really like this one. So this is by Urban Decay, and it's the Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. They did bring out, I think, 2 or 3 different versions kind of at the same time. I haven't tried the other ones. I've only tried this one because I feel like this has benefits in it that would most apply to me. It's a smoothing primer. It's got rose hip and argan oil in it, so it's kind of good for your skin. It claims to be pore perfecting. Like, honestly, I do not want my pores to be perfected. I just want them to be like vanished, like disappear them, send them away without any warning. Like, I don't want anyone to see them. Like, just be gone. Just pores, be gone, you know. This is definitely a really effective pore disappearer kind of primer. It's a fairly thick kind of consistency. When I apply it, I just kind of push it into my skin and just like use like not a lot of force, but like as much force that is reasonably acceptable to give your face when you're just applying your primer. You know, I use it on my nose, I use it under my eyes to fill in those fine lines, I use it on my chin, I use it in my forehead, and it really does give your skin that kind of blurred look. I really like to wear this on no makeup days because I feel like it just makes your skin look just much more perfected because it smooths everything out, fine lines, pores, and it just, I don't know, it just makes me feel a little bit more confident. Like, don't get me wrong, I have no qualms whatsoever in not wearing makeup and leaving the house. Like, I'm totally like not bothered AF about that, but sometimes, you know, it's nice just to give your skin a little bit of something. Like, you can't be bothered going the extra mile, you know, with all of the makeup, but you just think, okay, just a little souchon of something just to perk my skin up a little bit. This is the man for the job. Yes, it is fairly expensive. It cost £23 for this. I almost said 24ml bottle, but then I realised, oh no, that's the that's its life. What is it? Lifeline? Life expectancy? I don't know. Could you imagine if we all walked around with our life expectancy like just like stamped on us? Like, how cruel would that be? That'd be a tough situation to accept, wouldn't it? Like, if I got one stamped on me tomorrow and it just said like 12 months, I'd be like, what the feck? there's so much I have to do, like, so much more makeup I need to try. If you're on the hunt for a really like super effective kind of skin smoothing, pore blurring primer, I would so recommend you give this one a go. You only need like the tiniest amount of this as well, and I tend not to put it like everywhere. I'll just put it kind of in my T-zone, mostly where my pores are kind of most apparent, you know, where they've decided to come and just live. I'm just like, why? Anyway, this is great. Okay, so my favourite two foundations of the month have been the Too Faced Peach Perfect and the Garnier Skin Active BB cream. Yes, it's a BB cream, but I think of it like a foundation because it definitely has the coverage and lasting power of a foundation. I have been really enjoying mixing the two of these together. I have mentioned it in a previous video where like I'm a cheap ass. Like I mentioned that in probably every video. I'm such a cheap ass and I want to really just make the most, you know, out of my money. I want to stretch the Peach Perfect for as long as possible before I have to repurchase her. So I decided, and when, why not mix her in with some other foundation that you really like? And that's where the Garnier jumps into the mix. They have a little love match. Well, they don't have a love match, but so I love to mix these two products together. I am wearing them today. You may have just seen me do my little bit of a demo of applying it. I feel like these two are just, they're perfect for each other. It's like Blake Lively and I cannot remember the name of the guy, like Deadpool. I love Deadpool. Like that film is so great. But those two, what's he called? Ryan Reynolds? Like, okay, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, because they seem to be such a lovely, like, playful couple. This is them, like Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively. In makeup form, I have a longevity of my foundation face. I have a medium coverage. I have a beautiful kind of natural finish. I'm also putting off having to repurchase this, so I mean I'm winning on all counts. I would definitely recommend if you've got a pricier foundation and you want to like really just like make it last for as long as possible, find it a foundation friend. So another foundation that you can mix with it and it mixes well and it looks great. That's how you can really ensure that, you know, you don't have to spend any money like repurchasing for a bit longer. So definitely like go out, get your expensive foundation friends, and you will all be happy. They'll be happy because they've got a friend. They're not going it alone. You're happy because you're not spending your money. So winning. What's going on with my hair? Look. Oh frick. Oh god damn it. Okay, so next we have my favourite kind of setting powder. I didn't really intend for this video to be like my favourite foundation, my favourite lipstick, favourite bronzer, but it kind of worked out that way, so I'm just going with it. I have been really enjoying this Wet n Wild Colour Icon bronzer. It's not a bronzer. That's like me saying I am a hand towel. Like, I'm so not a hand towel. This is so not a bronzer. So this is extremely light. I did try this out here on my channel a while ago and I was shocked as to how unbronzery like this was. I mean, I don't know why they've called it a bronzer, because I mean, I don't know, I think even if you were like super pale, this still, it wouldn't give you any bronzing at all. So quite a few people in the comment section of the video where I tried this out recommended that I use it as an all over kind of setting powder, and people drew comparisons to this being like the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, which by the way I love, but me being the cheap ass that I am, I can't stretch to that. You know what I mean? It was a once in a lifetime opportunity when I actually tried one, and my budget, like, I just can't justify it anymore. This is actually a really beautiful all over face setting powder. I have tried 3 different shades of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, and although I wouldn't actually say it really reminded me of like any of them, I believe that in its own right it's just like a really beautiful like all over face setting powder. It doesn't look cakey or heavy, and it does definitely give you just a little bit of like something like a little bit extra in the way of like radiance. So if you are fair skinned like me and you're in the market for a setting powder, I would recommend you give this one a go. It's also like a giant size as well, so I feel like this would kind of last you for a long time, depending on how big your face is, of course, you know. But I mean, this is almost as big as my face, so I feel like I should get a long time out of this, and it was really like inexpensive. So thank you to everybody that recommended I try this as an all over face powder, because if you hadn't have said that, I would have kicked it out of my window at cars passing by. Not to hit the cars, just to, because I was so pissed off that it was pretending to be a bronzer and it just like is not. Okay, speaking of bronzers, this is the iconic Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. After hearing so many people just raving about it and saying that it was like the best bronzer ever, how could a makeup junkie like me refuse? So I bought this from Amazon because Physicians Formula is not sold like over here in the UK, and I tried it a couple of weeks ago and I have not put it down since. I think this is so beautiful. It has the smoothest, most buttery texture of any powder that I've ever tried. It is so easy to blend. It has just the right amount of warmth in it for my very fair skin, and I just think it is sensational. However, I have one negative, and it's quite a big negative, like for me, but it stinks. It stinks of coconut, and I know that a lot of people actually really like the smell of this, and that's fine. But for me, it's so over scented. Like, you put it on and you can still smell it like 5 hours into the day, when you're sat in the most boring meeting about Legionella risk assessments. It's kind of reassuring in a way, because you're kind of sat there like, you know, zoning out, thinking, what am I going to have for my tea tonight? And then, you know, you can kind of smell this kind of beachy coconut scent, and for a few seconds, you know, you can kind of just drift away and imagine you're laying on a beach in Barcelona. Are there beaches in Barcelona, or is it a city? I don't know. But anyway, guys, I love this. If you've not tried it, I would urge you to give it a go. Okay, so next we have a setting spray, and this is from Makeup Revolution. This is the Glow Revolution Prime Set and Glow. It's an illuminating face and body spray, and it's one of those with kind of, you know, like not loose glitters, but it's got a lot. It's got a lot of something in it that looks a lot like glitter. Look at how beautiful she looks. So this is the Eternal Gold shade, and they do have another one. It does definitely like sometimes deposit little splotches of like gold glitter on your face, so you have to like really make sure that you give it the most shaking ever, because all of the glitter just like sits and like collects at the bottom. As you can see, like we do have a little silver ball in there, so like when you're shaking it, just make sure that you can hear that ball partying inside, and then you'll know you've shaken it. Like, you'll know you're shaking it well then. I mean, really. I'm going to spray some now because I love this. So this just makes your face look super glowy, just so healthy and radiant, like your skin is just having the most fun ever. Also makes your skin feel very kind of hydrated, especially if you've just like applied your powder products. If you've spritzed this over your face, it just gives you like a ultra hydration feeling, which I love. Also, if you do find that you end up with any like glitter patches on your face, what I would recommend to do is just get your beauty blender and just kind of go over it, and like you'll get rid of them, so it's kind of no big deal. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that kind of really harsh chemically like alcohol-y smell that a lot of setting sprays kind of can have. If you want a really beautiful radiant setting spray, give her a go, but shake her. She likes shaking. Okay, so I can't do a favourites video without mentioning two of my very favourite glitter products. So these are by Makeup Revolution. I'm really sorry, I got foundation on her and she's not liking it, but I don't have any wipes right now, so got these from Makeup Revolution. They cost £5 each. They did bring out I think about 6 different shades. I have 2. I've got the gold one, and this is in the shade Power Hungry, and I've got the reddy kind of pinky It's kind of like a pinky red. But anyway, so this one is called Just a Fantasy, which makes me think of like a Britney Spears song, like Just a Fantasy. She's got a snake around her neck. Just a fantasy. Oh, I think that these are like the easiest glitters I've ever used in my life, because you know, if you get like a loose glitter, like one of the NYX ones or the MAC ones, they can be a bit fiddly because you have to like be bringing other products in like glitter glue, and then you have to like tip out your loose glitter somewhere, then you have to like stick that onto the glitter glue. It's like a multi-step process. Mrs. Lazy over here cannot be asked with that. Whereas this is a paste, it has a primer mixed in to the glitter, so you just get your like packing on brush and just pack it on, and it dries really quickly. It lasts all day, like it doesn't move around. You don't end up with like glitter down by your vagina by midday. And this looks seriously sensational. Yeah, I really recommend these. Not only are they, in my opinion, the easiest and most stunning looking glitters around, they're also the cheapest. So like just winning on all fronts there. Hey yo! Okay, so next we have a brow product, and this is one that I have known about for a while, and like I've liked it for a while, but I just recently like repurchased it and fell in love all over again. This is by Essence, and it's the Make Me Brow. It's an eyebrow gel mascara, and it has little kind of fibres in it that just add a bit of volume to your brows. I used to love the Gimme Brow by Benefit. Definitely do feel like this is a splendid dupe to that. This cost, I think it's like £4 or £5, and it seriously like does the job so well. Days where I want to have a little bit more of a natural brow, i.e. days when I just cannot be arsed like doing my eyebrows, this is a miracle product. So I've got it on today. I just like, it's the easiest thing ever. You just kind of run it through your brows. I like to give myself a little bit of like a bushy brow look. I call it the windswept brow. It's so easy to use. I love the look of it. The shade is perfect. This is in the shade Blondie Brows. I mean, normally I don't like blondie like eyebrow shades because I just find they can be a bit like, they just don't look very good on me most of the time. Oh, I really like this one. This is brilliant. I'm sure that most of you have probably tried this at this point, but if you've not, give her a go. Like, she is so good. And if you use the Gimme Brow and you've not tried it, I urge you to actually give that one a go and compare the two, and also like save yourself money, because I think that it's a really good dupe. I have been loving this super affordable lipstick from Makeup Revolution. I don't know if this was limited edition or if it's actually still available, but it was the VIP lipstick exclusive. Oh no, it's not. It's the Life on the Dance Floor collection, I think. I don't know. Like, we're just going to go with it. It's called Exclusive, and it's just the most beautiful. It reminds me of like a Max Brave a little bit. It's so creamy, so comfortable, and the shade is just perfect. So I've really been loving this, and it costs like £3. Hopefully it's not a limited edition version and it's still there. But I actually really like Makeup Revolution's lipsticks. I don't like their matte ones because they're shit, but I really like their more kind of glossy, satiny kind of lipsticks. I think they're so similar to like MAC lipsticks, so feck MAC. You know what I mean? Okay, so the last product I have to show you would seem a little bit weird if you've not watched any of my other videos before, but if you have, then it probably won't seem so bizarre. Because I am an oversweater, like I wish I was an overachiever. Like, why do I have to be an oversweater? Why did I cop for that? Why not an overachiever? Like, I'm an underachiever. Why can I not be an undersweater? Anyway, so I am always on the hunt for a super powerful antiperspirant that will stop my fucking glands from sweating, because they just seem to love it. They can't stop. Whether I'm freezing cold, whether I'm just in bed at night, whether I'm nipping to Tesco, whether I'm just sat on the sofa, Netflixing and chilling, you know what I mean? Just constantly sweating. I found a product by Perspirex, which was brilliant, that I've mentioned previously, but since then I've gone on to trying the Triple Dry. Now this, out of all of the super strong antiperspirants I've tried, and believe me, I've tried a lot. I've tried prescription ones, and then I've tried, you know, ones that you can just buy anywhere. This one is the most comfortable of them all. If you've ever tried any of these strong antiperspirants, a lot of them can literally make your skin burn, tingle, itch, and it's kind of very unpleasant, and it makes you actually question, do you know what, would like over sweating just be preferable to actually having burning, itching, tingling armpits? I always put this on like last thing just before I'm about to go to sleep on dry, clean skin. It doesn't have to be clean, I don't think. I think it just has to be dry, and you can't have like your deodorant from the day on. Just like, yes, so it has to be clean, like that's clean. Does that mean clean? Just pop it on like, anyway. So this actually, it has a really cooling effect on your armpits. It's almost like you've just put like a little bit of ice on them, and it kind of makes them feel all cool and like, oh yes, I'm liking that. There's no pain, no burning, no itching, nothing. And I've not had that with like any of the other ones I've tried, even the Perspirix one. This one is my new favourite. It's the Triple Dry Care for Sensitive Skin, clinically proven for 72 hours. And I do find that if I apply this in the evening, I definitely won't really sweat for at least a couple of days. So, oh gosh, I can't tell you how amazing it is to be an over sweater and to find like a product that is just marvellous. And don't get me wrong, the Perspirix one was also marvellous, but this one is even more marvellous. So I appreciate all of the hard-working chemists out there who are working hard to create super strong antiperspirants that can stop me sweating. Like, thank you so much. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this favourites video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. If you could let me know, what have you really been enjoying in the month of January? I would really enjoy looking through, maybe getting some recommendations. So please let me and everybody else know. And I'm going to go. I'm going to leave you in peace. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.